And evidently my dad didn't notice that he wanted him to shake his hand. And he was offended by that. We all make mistakes. I did not, and also another one here, I did not agree with the counsel the bishop gave me. I will not step foot in that building again as long as he is serving in that position. It actually reminds me of Elder Heaps, and one of his letters kind of had the exact same thing. He just wasn't, I guess the guy wasn't fond of the bishop. And it continues, Elder Bednar continues. Many other causes of offense were cited, from doctrinal differences among adults to taunting, teasing, and excluding by youth. But the recurring theme was, I was offended by ... The bishop and I would listen intently and sincerely. One of us might next ask about their conversation to the testimony. One second. One of us might next ask about their conversion of and testimony of the restored gospel. As we talked, eyes often were moist, and tears as these good people recalled the confirming witness of the Holy Ghost and described their prior spiritual experiences. Most of the less active people I have ever visited had a discernible and tender testimony, or the truthfulness of the restored gospel. However, they were not presently participating in church activities and meetings. And it continues, and then I would say something like this: let me make sure I understand what has happened to you. Because something at church offended you, you have not been blessed by the ordinance of the sacrament. You have withdrawn yourself from the constant companionship of the Holy Ghost. Because someone at church offended you, you have cut yourself off from priesthood ordinances and the holy temple. You have discounted your opportunity to serve others and to learn and grow, and you are leaving barriers that will impede the spiritual progress of your children, your children's children, and the generations that will follow. Many times people would think for a moment, and then respond. I've never thought about it that way. And the bishop and I would then extend an invitation. Dear friend, we are here today to counsel you that the time to stop being offended is now. Not only do we need you, but you need the blessings of the restored gospel of Jesus Christ. Please come back now. And it continues, and it's a very great talk. And I'd like to jump to actually something a little shorter. It's also in his talk. It's in Alma chapter 60 and 61 when Moroni his warriors were having a very hard time. They're having a very hard time, and they needed food because the government was corrupted, and they just stopped sending food to the warriors. And he sent a pretty nasty letter to Bahorn. To keep it short, well, I suggest that you can read it whenever you guys get time. But I think he said that he would, I don't know if kill him, but it was pretty intense. But later on, Bahorn wasn't offended from his letter. He understood about what was going on, the wickedness of the members, people not blessing them. And he sent back a letter, and they were able to get the government, straighten out the government and get supplies for the warriors. And well, I guess the most important thing is, there's another part in here, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. But I remember reading it, and it said, we choose to be offended. Nothing can offend us. And he also, Elder Bednar said, no one can offend me. It's always our choice to be offended. And I also remember when I was still having a hard time for reading and aphasia, that's where I can't, I know what I want to say, but I can't get it out in the right way. And that was early after my first brain surgery. But there was, I remember Richard, Maxwell, Brittany, my sister, Cariana, probably Jeff Gerdy and Eric. We went to go see Remember the Alamo, and a lot of it they had subtitles in Spanish, and there's a guy who was sitting right in front of me, and I commented when subtitles went up. I'm pretty sure I wasn't that loud, but perhaps I was a teenager. I said,